Test audio 1 2 3.
Test audio 1 2 3. Test audio 1 2 3. Test audio 1 2 3. Test audio 1 2 3.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Orlando for Florida College Rugby and postseason play. One team will stay in Division I, the other will be relegated. High stakes today as we see the hosts, the UCF Knights, on their own campus, and the visitors, the UNF Deadbirds. As this game kicks off, let's take a look at today's starting lineups. First for the visitors from North Florida. Number 1, Logan Holman. Number 2, Christopher Friend. Number 3, Gabriel Gonzalez. Number 4, Fort Setzer. Number 5, Wyatt Dodd. Number 6, Caleb Griffin. Number 7, Zane Canada. Number 8, Connor Kurak. Number 9, Dylan Nurnberg. Number 10, Eli Reynolds. Number 11, Desmond Ford Green. Number 12, Jason Martin. Number 13, Robert Setzer. Number 14, Talon Leonard. Number 15, Luke Clements. As this game kicks off, UCF receiving first. They let this one drop before it is picked up. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Knights starting lineup with their last names. Number 1, UC. Number 2, Bud. Number 3, McKinney. Number 4, Callahan. Number 5, Kohler. Number 6, Graham. Number 7, Broderick. Number 8, Morris. Number 9, Shaw. Number 10, Gortson. Number 11, Clan. Number 12, Drabick. Number 13, Puszalski. Number 14, White. And number 15, Prevost. This is an important matchup for both teams. As we mentioned, one team is staying in Division I. The other will get relegated. North Florida steals this ball away. The 9 today, Mr. Nuremberg, handing it off to what looked like Holman. Gonzalez, Gabriel Gonzalez, takes it up. Reynolds kicks this one. It'll be caught, and we will hear a whistle. And that is the first penalty of the day against the Knights. Good break for the Deadbirds. Here comes number 8, Connor Kurak, to kick against the Knights again. Quick tap by the Deadbirds. A possible gap. And it'll be another penalty for not getting back 10. And it looks like they'll go quick tap again, this time to Gonzalez. Gonzalez pushing. North Florida looking to get on the board early, which they have had trouble doing. North Florida pushing this one down the line. Lee Setzer to the 15. Who is it? Looks like the 8-man, and they get it! Connor Kurak puts the Deadbirds on the board first, and for the first time in a long... His third game in a row with a try. He is sick now on 4 tries in 3 games. And North Florida currently on the far side. Kick is up, and this one is going to be short. Had the accuracy, not the distance, and North Florida is going to get the ball back with 5 minutes into the game. 5-0 to score in favor of the North Florida Deadbirds. Accurate score, and especially the time on the field with the Sirs, I say every week in and out. However, UCF has graciously offered the use of their on-field scoreboard. Currently says 36 minutes remaining in the first half. Here comes the kick by the Knights, a big, deep one. Ends up in the hands of Leonard. It bounced off him, and it'll be picked up by Clemens, who's looking for the kick back. This one goes straight up, however. Picked up by number 7, Broderick. Brought down by Griffin. Far side, the 15, Prevost. Attempted jackal there by North Florida. Sir's going to warn, and it'll be a penalty against North Florida. The Knights looking for touch. This one goes out of bounds. The kick by Prevost. Just as quick as North Florida got on the board, the Knights looking to respond just as fast. In March, and it was not a good game for North Florida. 33-0, slobbering by the Knights. Their outside center during that game, Puchalski, had 2 tries and led with 10 points. That one won by the Knights. UCF looking for a hole. Not going to get it into the hands of number 12, Trebek. Taken by their hooker, Bud. Kohler. Miss Pod being held by the 9, Shaw. And this one, a wide pass and picked. And we were going to hear an offside whistle called against North Florida. Ended up in the hands of Ford Setzer. However, it will be offsides according to the serve. And it looks like the Knights are going to elect to take the penalty kick here to reduce their deficit to 2 points. Dortson scored the only points in the Knights' last game against UF last week. That'd be 16 points, a try, a conversion, and multiple penalties. This one goes over, knocked on the line by North Florida, and then picked up by Callahan. Big push. Gets it away before it can be called a maul, and we will hear a whistle. Graham, last one with the ball, and it'll be a knock-on call against the Deadbirds, and it'll be a scrum for the Knights. Halfway through the first half, 10-5 the score in favor of the home team. For UCF, if they win it, they can move quickly to put more points on the board. If you're North Florida, you save a try. UCF takes the ball, puts it in the hands of Trebek. Big push there on the line. He's still up. Another maul forming and finally brought down. And it looks like North Florida stole it while inside the maul. Big kick there. That one straight up. Leonard, the attempted catch. This one still bouncing around before ending up in the hands of Clan. Clan brought down. That one ended up originally supposed to go to Broderick, but McKinney gets it. Hear a whistle that'll end all that. It'll be a knock-on against North Florida. Again, that goal line defense prevailing. It will be a scrum for the Knights, fourth one of the day. Shaw to put it in. And this is going to be an 8-man pick taken by Morris. Morris still up and then finally brought down by Reynolds. UCF looking for their back line. That's Gordson looking for another try. Had one last week. And that one bounces around. And the Surge's going to blow the whistle before anyone can pick it up. Originally looked like it was going to end up in North Florida's hands. However, we're going to hear an advantage call. A knock-on on a knock-on. First knock-on was by North Florida. Looks like it's going to be a penalty, and UCF is looking to take the points. If the Knights make this kick, it will be a 2-possession lead by 1 point. Gordson made the last penalty kick. UCF currently leads 10-5. They make it, it'll be 13-5 and an 8-point lead. Gordson even closer to the center than he was prior. Kick is up and it is good. And the Knights now have a 2-possession lead, 13-5 over North Florida. The kick will be provided by Eli Reynolds on North Florida, an international business major who's going to spend the next 2 years in Spain. The catch made by number 6, Graham, on the Knights. And a UCF player grabbed him and just pushed him a little bit before McKinney fell on it. Here comes the kick. This one high, and it'll bounce first. Clements looking to pick it up, and he does. The kick there by Gordson puts them back pretty far. Tackled there by Clan. It looks like UCF UCF did jackal it. It is Knights ball once again, and another maul. North Florida looking to push them out of bounds, and they do. Third maul or attempt at a maul so far, and that one will go in the favor of the UNF Deadbirds, who managed to push the Knights in touch, and it'll be a line out. Ford Setzer. No, this one going to be number 23 on North Florida, Griffin. Lee Setzer looking for Ford Green. Ford Green stays in bounds. Ford Green all alone, pushing over, and finally gets tackled inside of Knights territory. Clements taking this ball up, pushes it to Griffin, who's still up, and then finally brought down by, looks like, UCF's 8-man. Morris. Friend. This one bounces behind, ends up in the hands of Griffin. Excuse me, Kurak. And the Knights are going to steal it back again. Stiff arm there by number 7, Brodrecht. And we will hear a not rolling away call against North Florida and a 10-yard penalty. Prevost with the ball in his hands. We're expecting this one to go to touch. This kick is relatively low but long, and it'll be another Knights line out inside the North Florida 22. It's 23 Griffin that held on to it last time for North Florida. UCF. This one goes over the top, almost in the hands of Friend, picked up by Dodd. And Dodd is going to secure this one up for North Florida. That pass is a little too high, looking for Reynolds to kick that one over the line, and then caught by number 14, White, for the Knights. White almost pushed out, but is tripped over his fellow player. This ball almost exposed. Lee Setzer tried to jackal it. The pickup by the 7, Brodrecht. Brodrecht looking for the pass, gets it off, and it ends up in the hands of number 13, Buchalski. There'll be a knock-on called. And that knock-on was against the UCF Knights. It'll be a scrum for the Deadbirds. 13-5 the score, just outside of 10 minutes roughly remaining in this first half. So far, a better game for North Florida than the game last month in Jacksonville against this same opponent. Putting it in, the captain for this game, Nuremberg, has been on the Deadbirds for 4 years. Big push, the twist. Who's going to come up with it? Nuremberg picks it up, and he's tackled right away. And the Knights look to have stolen it, and they do. This ball's exposed, however. And it's a melee for the ball inside the ruck. However, it looks like the Knights will secure it. The pickup. Knights waiting for their 9, Shaw, to get out. And we will hear a whistle and a penalty against North Florida. And it looks like the Knights are going to go for the penalty kick again. Gortson, 2 of 2 so far. This one is going to be the farthest toward the in-touch line that he's done, this time from the right side. Gortson leads both teams in scoring with 6 points off of those 2 penalties. 8 points off of 2 penalties and a conversion. It doesn't take too many steps back in order to line up for the kick. 3 steps, and that one is wide. And that is Gortson's first missed kick of the day of any kind. And we will see a 22 dropout for North Florida. Or I should say North Florida will kick the 22 dropout, and UCF is expected to receive it. Kick there by North Florida, bounces and picked up by Gortson. Wide pass to the 12. Drebeck. The kick there was by Clements, the fullback for North Florida. Big push there with Bud. And still another giant push for UCF. Trying to get closer and closer to the North Florida 22. It looked like North Florida was trying to steal that ball, and we will hear a whistle, and it will be a penalty against the Deadbirds. Offside, the call. The kick for touch is out of bounds by Prevost. Prevost so far hasn't had a kick that has stayed in touch. They've all gone out. Really good consistency there by the fullback. It'll be a line out for the UCF Knights. This one up and a short pass. Short line out and ends up catching North Florida off guard. This one bounces around, however, is maintained there, but the Surge's going to blow the whistle anyway, and it'll be a penalty against North Florida. Possible quick tap? No, sir. No, and it looks like UCF is going to look for the penalty kick again. So far, it has been a very penalty kick-filled day for the Knights, who are 2 of 3, thanks to their fly half, Gortson. Gortson's third kick missed just a few minutes ago. This one should be a little easier, as it's pretty much from the center part of the field. (13-5) the score, just above 5 minutes left to play in the half. Looking to make it 16-5 is the Knights. This kick is up and good. Not a doubt in the world by Gortson, now 3 of 4. 16-5 the score in favor of the home team. Clements playing in his second game, if I'm not mistaken, for North Florida, and he's been doing a good job with these kicks. The catch there by Graham and a wide pass forward. This one picked up, however, by the Knights. UCF trying to engage North Florida in a few extra yardage plays. And that one's stolen by North Florida. Martin with the hold. Martin looking to score. Martin pushing through, and Jason Martin will put North Florida back in this one. Jason Martin leads the team with tries That ball was just stolen, and Martin decided to use a little bit of elusiveness there, and it ends up being a try for North Florida. Current score 16-10, 16-12, possibly. Reynolds, 0 of 1. Make it 1 of 2. That was a quick kick there by Reynolds. Now 1 of 2 on conversion kicks, and it is 16-12 Knights. North Florida now back within 1 possession. Roughly 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this first half of a very exciting game. UCF, the home team, holding on to a narrow 1-possession lead. Gortson to kick it off. This one, a low knuckleball, ends up in the hands of Clements. Clements taking it up to Nuremberg. To Fort Greene. North Florida, Martin hanging on to this one. Passes it to Lee Setzer. Lee Setzer pushes one off. Lee Setzer brings it back to Martin. Martin looking for a 2-for-2. Martin brings it into UCF territory and is eventually tackled. Reynolds. Fort Greene looking for Kurak, and that ball is... That ball almost went out. However, it will be advantage called and a penalty for North Florida against the Knights. And Kurak, a low kick, but it goes out for touch. Less than 2 minutes remaining in this first half. You can hear the North Florida sideline basically warning the team to get on the board and fast. 16-12 the score. Just above 90 seconds remaining in the first half. The accurate time on the field with the Sir. Ford Setzer wins this one for North Florida. Reynolds to Martin. Martin the pass to Lee Setzer. That one's going to drop. Picked up by the Knights. And the Knight hanging on to the ball was Drebeck. For North Florida, if you had scored the try, you take the lead. But for the Knights, they can increase their lead and possibly take momentum. That one bobbled, blocked the kick, and Lee Setzer's going to come up with it. Less than a minute on our clock here on the field, and it will be a whistle blown by the Sir and a penalty against UCF. Quick tap there by Nuremberg to Griffin, to Martin. Martin dancing around again. Jason Martin looking for the pass, gets it to Ford Setzer. Ford Setzer, this one bobbled up and caught by the Knights. Right attempt there by North Florida. However, just a not good pass. Box kick there. That one stays in play, bouncing around and then gets pushed out. Knock-on's called, scrum, and Nuremberg has the ball in his hands. It'll be a scrum for the Deadbirds. Most likely the last play of the half, the Sir looking at his watch. 16-12 the score. If North Florida can score here, it will be major for the Deadbirds. The Sir with a voice crack there as he said set, and everyone yelling, and Nuremberg's going to win it. North Florida, Leonard in his last game for North Florida. Leonard pushes up before being tackled. Nuremberg. North Florida brought down North Florida number 6, Griffin. Canada with the ball. That one bouncing out of the ruck. What's the sir going to call it? The sir's going to say play on. UCF steals this one. No, they didn't. Deadbirds still have it. Reynolds looking up the other side of the field. Reynolds. Nurnberg with the pass this time. Ford Setzer hands it off to the 8-man. Looks like Kurak again. Doesn't reach over. This one being fished out. Taken by Griffin. Griffin losing yardage there. No whistles yet. Gonzalez. This one an exciting one. They'll reach over. And it's stolen by the Knights. And it'll be a whistle. So close yet so far is North Florida. And that'll be the whistle to end this half. What a major turn of event. Not yet, actually. Players still staying around, and it will be the half. That will be the half. A crazy way to end off this first half. North Florida came close, but no cigars. 16-12 in favor of the home team. We'll be right back. North Florida at UCF, the play-in match to determine who stays in D1 and who gets relegated to D2. The Knights lead 16-12. North Florida honestly should have the lead right now, but unfortunately a little bit of white line fever impacted them at the end of the last half. However, they do get to redeem themselves by getting the ball back. Some other games today, we got a playoff game. UF versus USF will begin at 2 o'clock, while another play-in game, FAU at Eckerd, will begin at 3. There should have been one other game, FSU at St. Thomas. However, Florida State elected to forfeit that game, so St. Thomas will automatically qualify for the state championship game. I guess Florida State did not want to get another beatdown. Granted, they are playing LSU today, which really shows their priorities. Lee Setzer took the ball, and the pod led by Gabriel Gonzalez for North Florida. Dodd put it the wrong way at first. UCF was going to steal it. Big push. And Sir doesn't blow it dead. And here comes a kick by Clements. That one a long one. And bobbled by number 15 on UCF. And kicked back. Caught by Clements again. Will he kick it back? Yes, he will. That one a low one. Over the head of number 14, White. And that one goes out of touch. However, it went in touch. However, the Sir's going to say that White didn't. The touch judge is going to say White didn't touch it. Now the touch judge is going to. The touch judge can't make up his mind whether it is a North Florida ball or a UCF ball. Keep getting different signals. If White touched it, it should be deadbird ball here. You can see Kurak waiting. And it looks like it'll be night ball. So first line out of the second half is going to go to UCF. That one leaning, and it will be not straight, called against North Florida. Or not straight, called against Central Florida. North Florida will take the line out. Kurak to throw it in. Connor Kurak, 3 tries in the past 3 games. Caught by Fort Setzer, and North Florida is going to take this one. Here comes Dodd. Wyatt Dodd trying to use that advantage in size, but just can't hang on to it. And it'll be advantage called for the Knights on a knock-on. Here's a kick. Blocked, but it was advantage. Oh, just a not ideal opportunity there. Was kicked by Gortson and blocked by Reynolds, but it was being played off of the Wyatt Dodd knock-on, and it'll be a scrum for the Knights. Lucky break for UCF. First scrum of the second half. UCF dominated the first half in terms of both scrums and lineouts. Shaw to put it in. Pushed by North Florida. However, the Knights are going to hang on to it. 8-man pickup by Morris. Potential kick coming. Box kick by Shaw. And bobbled by Clements. Did it go backward? Sir says it did. And North Florida is going to advance it. We're going to hear a whistle, and according to the touch judge, it went out of bounds. That Clements, it looked like he knocked it on. Sir says it didn't, but the Knights get it right back as the ball went in touch. Line out for UCF outside of their own 10. And Broderick is going to win it. But he's being pushed backward. That one gets bobbled. Sir's going to say it went backward. Gortson looking for the kick. He gets it off. And it's a chase for the ball. And the Knights are going to pick it up. Number 13, Buchalski. Buchalski. Passed it to Rebek, who's tackled. Light pass there, almost bobbled by Broderick. And here comes a kick. Ford Green underneath it. No, he's not. It was not Ford Green, and the Knights are going to pick it up. Ball is out again. Loose. Who has it? And we're going to hear a whistle. Looked like the Knights had possession there, but it was a melee for a second. The sir writing something in his book. It'll be a knock-on called against UCF, and it'll be a scrum for the Deadbirds. First try of the first half came inside the 5 minutes into the game. No score change inside the first 6 minutes so far. For those joining us, 16-12 in favor of the home team, and we will hear a whistle. Scrum being redone. Nuremberg putting it in. This one stays relatively even. UCF trying to push it back, but Nuremberg's going to pick it up. Nuremberg off to the races before being tackled and pushed in touch, but the sir is going to call a penalty for a high tackle. Kurak looking for Griffin, a really high pass. That one bobbled around, and the sir is going to blow the whistle, and that'll be a knock-on against North Florida and a scrum for the Knights. You know, I feel really bad for either team that gets relegated today. Most of the teams currently in D2 are in South Florida. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, all of them are. So whoever gets relegated is going to have the worst travel expenses next year. If you're North Florida, I apologize for having to take 95 all the time. And if you're UCF, I'm sorry you have to take the Turnpike. Question is, which road's worse? Crouch bind set, big push there. 8-man pickup by the Knights. Morris. The 13, Bushowski holding on to it, passing into the 15, Prevost. Prevost down the sideline, tripped up. And it looks like North Florida may have taken it. Our view blocked by a tent. Ball is out, and the sir is going to blow the whistle, and it'll be high tackle called against North Florida. Penalty, UCF. UCF, you're so close to the sideline. I got to imagine they're going to kick for touch. They most likely will, as the ball is in Prevost's hands. He doesn't have to kick it far either. He still kicked it far enough to go over the fence. That may give both teams an opportunity to catch their breath. Lots of subs coming in for UCF. I'm seeing 19, 16, 22. They might send in their whole bench. An interesting choice there by the Knights to bring in a majority of their subs, including, but not limited to, Shano, Barnes, and what looked like Stevens and Deluge. We'll accurately see who came in as the game progresses, as UCF will win this line out, and the sir's going to say, not straight. UCF has done pretty well with their lineouts, minus that call. That is maybe their third or fourth not straight call against UCF. The only problem is North Florida needs to take advantage of those. Kurak to throw it in. That one swatted, ending up in the hands of Bud. Attempted maul. North Florida is going to push him out of bounds, however. Deadbird's doing really well with those mauls. And it'll be basically a second line out again for North Florida. However, the Sur's going to award a scrum. Ball in the hands of Shaw. Or excuse me, ball in the hands of number 20, Barnes, who has taken over for Shaw. Also in the scrum, I saw number 22, Deluge for sure. Big push there by North Florida and picked up by Nuremberg. Nuremberg passing it across field, looking for his back line. Here comes Lee Setzer. Setzer staying on his feet, passing it back to Clements, who is brought down. And we will hear a whistle. That one may have been a high tackle. However, the Sur running back to a specific point. And it'll be must have been penalty advantage for him to have run all the way back there. Ball in the hands of Kurak, also seeing the number 16, Wilworth, is in the game for the Knights, along with number 19, Shano. Kurak looking for touch from center field. That one up and just deep enough, and it will be a line out for North Florida. UCF bringing all these fresh bodies. You got to wonder what their plan is, if there is some kind of agenda that they have, or if a majority of their players just were not physically fit enough to make it through a majority of the second half. This one high and caught by North Florida. That one a wide pass. Martin ends up with the ball. Passing it back to Setzer. That one bobbled. Could have cost North Florida. Clements, and that one attempted jackal. And the Sur's going to blow his whistle. We'll see where he points. He's going to say it is a penalty against North Florida, not releasing the call. Looked for a second there that our new scrummy Barnes may have wanted to go for the quick tap. However, it looks like the sideline is alerting him to go and kick for touch for Prevost. Or not. It looks like Gortson has the ball and he is tying his shoe. We have a penalty kick attempt on our hands. Gortson, 3 of 4 on penalty kicks in the first half. His first penalty kick attempt here in the second. And we also have a blood sub coming off for the Knights. Looks pretty good. A pretty nice bruise there for one of the Knights. Gortson. From the far left side. This kick is up and it is wide. And North Florida going to kick it back to the Knights. Caught by UCF, marching back up. In the hands of Gortson again. Gortson juggling around. And 3 people go in for the ruck. Barnes. Jersey being ripped off there by Lee Setzer. Attempted jackal there by North Florida. And I think Gonzalez is laying on it. Yes, he is. North Florida steals it back. Fort Setzer. Brought down pretty quickly. Dodd pushing before being brought down. Nuremberg looking for the back line. This one bounces. Lee Setzer brings it into tackle and being lifted up and looking to be put down, and he is. Griffin. That one went to number 23 on North Florida, Canada. North Florida looking for their back line again. Clements with the ball. Looks like it's in the hands of Lee Setzer. Then to Martin, who is tackled just inside of Knight territory. Reynolds. And we will hear a whistle, and it'll be a penalty. Not releasing the call. Penalty against North Florida. Knight's ball. Prevost will hang on to it, and we will see another kick attempt for touch. This one kicked into North Florida territory, right around the North Florida 10. The liftee for North Florida is expected to be number 4, Fort Setzer, who enjoys fishing and hunting in his spare time. This one wide and caught by the Knights. That was number 5, Kohler again. Offload for the Knights into the hands of number 14, White. White, one man to beat, and he is tackled by Fort Green. The Knights marching, looking to increase their lead. Picked up by Gortson. Kohler. Pushing. Kohler. And we will hear a long whistle, not a try whistle, however. We will see what the Sir decides to do. And it will be a penalty against North Florida. Barnes with the ball. We're expecting a quick tap. It will be a not quick tap, and a pod is forming with Kohler at the helm. Kohler met immediately by North Florida. Looked like Holman was the first to reach there. Looks like Shaw is still in this game. North Florida holds off the try again, but how long can they hold? And North Florida stole it. How about that? A try-saving steal by the Deadbirds. Reynolds looking to kick this one away, and it goes in touch. Whoever stole that for North Florida just saved them about 5 points. And then Reynolds kicking it out, and it will be a line out for the Knights. Gabriel Gonzalez was slow to get up there. Now the Sir allowing for water to come onto the field for UCF. This is the last game of the season, so I can't blame both teams for wanting to stay in, for not wanting to come out for any reason whatsoever, because this is your last 20-odd-something minutes of rugby. But you also have to stay smart about it and know when you can and cannot continue, and the Sir's going to allow North Florida to also bring water onto the field. Score hasn't changed since the half began, 16-12 in favor of the home team. We'll be right back. Gabriel Gonzalez is going to stay in this game for North Florida. Line out for UCF. And that one bounces around, but it is caught by the Knights. Knights looking to push heavy. Gortson Stiff arm, stays on his feet. Martin trying to tackle him, but Gorton is going to bounce his way before finally being brought down. North Florida swarming the rucks, and they may have one here. No, they do not. Ball's exposed. UCF still has the ball with slow possessions. This one rolls, picked up by what looked like the 8-man Morris. And we will hear a whistle. Off his feet is the call against North Florida. Expect a tap here by UCF. They're actually pretty close to the midpoint, and they will go for the penalty kick. Gortson, once again, 3 of 5 on penalty kicks so far in this game is Gortson. Let's do the math here. UCF leads 16-12 presently. If they score, they will lead 19-12. It'll still be a 1-possession lead, but it'll be just a 1-possession lead, 7 points. If he scores it, though, it will be 2 plays required for North Florida to tie it. They cannot take the lead if the kick is made. North Florida would have to get the try and the conversion after in order to tie it. This one kicked and up and good, and it'll be 19-12 the score, the first points of this half. Just under 20 minutes to go in this second half and in this game. That one does not go 10. It didn't even go 5. And UCF is going to elect for the scrum. Real unfortunate there for Eli Reynolds. It looked like Reynolds may have kicked it. However, I know Clemens was also kicking. I didn't see who kicked it. Regardless of who kicked it, she did not go 10. As a result, it'll be a scrum for UCF right after making the penalty kick. Quick throw in and a quick put out taken by number 7, Broderick. Broderick pushing, Broderick shoving, looking for a pass. That one just over the head, and it'll be in touch. Oh, real unfortunate series of events there for the UCF Knights. It'll be a knock-on called. Broderick was looking for a pass, and it bounced off what looked like the hands of a UCF Knights player, bounced high and forward, and we will see a scrum for North Florida, who has done a great job defensively so far in this second half. Big push, and the scrum collapses, and the Sur is going to award a penalty to UCF. UCF, the quick tap, looking for their back line. Bringing it down to number 13, Puchalski, before being brought down. And we will hear another whistle, a quick one. It'll be not releasing, called against North Florida. Quick tap by Martin. Martin to Kurak, who is brought down. North Florida trying to catch UCF off guard. Dodd taking it up. Rucked by Gonzalez. And jackled by UCF, number 22, DeLung. Knights ball. As they look for the pod led by Kohler. That ball is out. No one moved, however. The scrummy Barnes hung on to it, and it'll be a penalty against North Florida. We'll see if the Knights elect to take a penalty kick, and they do. Once again, Gortson is called upon by the Knights to score some more points. He is 4 of 6. He really likes getting used for these penalty kicks. And if he makes this one, the Knights go up by 2 possessions with just under 20 minutes remaining in the game. Kick is up. This one is a high one, and it is good. Make it 22-12 for the UCF Knights. They lead by 2 possessions and get the ball right back. Clements, the kick this time goes way more than 10. The Knights returning this one. Knights have scored on back-to-back possessions. They have both been penalty kicks off of Gortson. Box kick by Barnes, caught by Ford Green. Ford Green running it up. Ford Green with some room. Ford Green, light kick, looking to pick this one up. Does Ford Green do it? He almost did. A risky maneuver by Ford Green, just unfortunately doesn't play off. Puchalski last night with the ball, and they will hang on to it. It'll be a penalty, not releasing, called against UCF. And it looks like the Deadbirds are going to take the penalty kick. And this time we get to see Eli Reynolds. This kick fairly center, and it'll put the Deadbirds back within 1 possession. Reynolds' kick is up and good. It'll be 22-15 for the Knights, who are now within 1 possession of tying this game. Reynolds, a sophomore, hopes to be off the grid in 5 years. We're seeing a sub come in potentially for the Knights. There will be a sub for the Knights. Number 21, Brooks, coming in for number 11, Clan, who is limping his way off the field. The kick by Gortson dropped. Ford Setzer, the closest Deadbird in the area. But North Florida will recover it. Holman taking this one just a little bit. And here comes the kick. This one is caught by number 15, Prevost. Looking for Gortson. Passing it back to Prevost. The pass to number 16, Wilworth. North Florida looking to shove him out of bounds, but they're just too far close to the center. Gortson passing it to Kohler. Ball's exposed and no one did anything. Gortson. Light kick. Will it work? And picked up by Ford Green, and we will hear a whistle from the Sir. Penalty called against North Florida, offside. And we can expect another penalty kick from Gortson. Gortson looking to make it a 2-possession lead again, just above 10 minutes remaining in this half. Most accurate time and score on the field with the serve, but we believe it is 22-15, possibly 25-15, pending Gortson's kick. This one's a pretty center one. I'd be surprised if he doesn't make it. Gortson's kick is up and good. 25-15 the score for the home team with just about 10 minutes remaining in this first half and possibly the game. North Florida's status in D1 hangs by a thread. Clements to kick it off. This one goes just past 10. Almost caught by Dodd. That was his specialty last year, but the ball goes backward and is picked up by Holman, who has that forbidden nickname, I should say. Reynolds. Lee Setzer looking to use some speed. Lee Setzer around the corner before being tackled inside the UCF 22. That one passed backward, ends up in the hands of Reynolds. Nuremberg looking for a pod, doesn't get too far. There was advantage there that is now gone. Dodd takes it up, picked up by Griffin. North Florida not getting too far with their pods. Hopefully the back line can do something else. This one, a wide pass backward. Martin looking to fall on it, doesn't get there. And finally, North Florida is going to land on it, and they are losing a lot of yardage. Griffin. Tackled, secured by Fort Setzer. Sending it back to the back line. Reynolds. Martin hanging on. Martin had a try earlier, but is tackled. Ruck collapses. It'll be a penalty against UCF. Quick tap by North Florida. And another whistle. And North Florida attempted to do another quick tap, but it didn't go. Now Nuremberg may elect to take the kick again. Yes, he does. Just above 7 minutes remaining in the second half, and Nuremberg is going to entrust on the leg of Eli Reynolds again. Reynolds made his last penalty kick, and now North Florida is calling on him again to make another. Game plan for North Florida, it looks like they may be trying to play for a tie here and then secure the game in extras. But it all relies on this Reynolds penalty kick. It's up, and it is wide. Just wide for Reynolds. An unfortunate turn of events, but the good news for the Deadbirds is they will get a 22-meter dropout kicked by the Knights. Gortson should be the one kicking it. And maybe they can convert it to some additional points, hopefully a try. Score remains 25-15 for the home team, the UCF Knights. This one kicked high, and Leonard calls for it and catches it. Leonard, this one bounces in front of Kurak. Kurak taking it up into Knight territory. Kurak stays on his feet before being brought down. Looked like the scrummy for the Knights. Dodd bowling balls his way to some extra yards. Martin looking for the pass to Setzer. Lee Setzer. Staying on his feet inside the 22. Nuremberg looking for the remains of the back line. North Florida being outscored in this second half 6-3. 9-3, excuse me. Lee Setzer brings it up and is looking to be secured, and then ball is stolen by Martin, but it stays North Florida ball. Gabriel Gonzalez. Clements to Reynolds. Wyatt Dodd with the ball. Wyatt Dodd. Ford Green keeps possession. Knights looking to Jackal. This ball is loose, but it'll stay Deadbird ball, and we will hear a whistle. Penalty called against the Knights. So far to the side, though, I would not be surprised if there was a little bit of extracurricular activity against the UCF Knights, and it'll be a yellow card against UCF. And the Knights are now going to have to play down for the last roughly 5 minutes of this game. Expected quick tap by Nuremberg. 25-15 the score for the Knights. This one to Griffin doesn't get much, if any. Nuremberg, Reynolds, Clements, Martin, Lee Setzer. 2-on-1 developing for Lee Setzer. He hangs on to it, however, and is brought in to tackle. And a quick pickup. North Florida saying they have it down. And no, they don't. And it'll be a quick kick for the Knights, who saved this one from being a try for North Florida. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Knights down one man, but up 10 points. Gortson to kick it. It'll be a goal line dropout. The Knights starting to waste clock here. You can see Gortson taking his time getting to the center of the posts. Gortson getting ready for this goal line dropout, doing a good time of wasting clock, and then finally kicks it off. Clements underneath it, and he will catch it, looking for Ford Green, gets it to Ford Green. Ford Green to Leonard. Leonard going down the center of the field before being brought down. Dodd to secure. Nuremberg in the hands of Martin. Lee Setzer once again looking for Kurak. Kurak. Big hit there, but it will stay North Florida ball. Gabriel Gonzalez. Just under 2 minutes left to go on our clock. Reynolds hangs on to this ball. He's going to run with it before finally being brought down, and we will hear a whistle. Penalty, not releasing against UCF. Quick tap by Fort Setzer. Fort Setzer brought down immediately. And you can hear the North Florida side looking for a penalty try, but they're not going to get the points that easily. Quick tap for the Deadbirds. Nuremberg getting ready for it. Pushes it up, gives it to Dodd. Dodd pushing. Tackled. Friend. This one almost stolen there by the Knights. This one bobbling backwards. An attempted pick 5 there. Not going to get it. However, it will cost North Florida some room. Griffin. Nuremberg looking for the pass. Gets it to the back line. Fort Setzer to Reynolds. Brought immediately. And we will hear a whistle. And the Sur may be playing advantage. It is a knock-on and a scrum for North Florida. Our clock says less than 33 seconds remaining. North Florida down by 10 points. This could be over for the Deadbirds. UCF taking a minute to get into the scrum. Our clock on the field has run out of time. Wonder what the Sir's watch says. Crouch bind set by the Sir. Big push there. Picked up by the 8-man, passing it back to Nuremberg. Nuremberg passing it down to his back line. Martin, Lee Setzer, looking for the pass again. However, he is trying to be brought down, and he is. Griffin stays on his feet. Tackled by number 2, Bud. Nuremberg to Reynolds, to Martin, to Lee Setzer. Looking for Ford Green. Ford Green looking for Leonard. Gets it to Leonard, who is brought down pretty much right away, and we will hear a whistle. Double whistle. Sir looking at his watch. And a Knight slow to get up, and the Sir may be stopping his watch. No, he is not, and it will be a penalty against the Knights. North Florida with the tap. Christopher Friend looking for his first try of the season, doesn't get it. Gabriel Gonzalez pushing. Looked like he may have gotten over the line. What does the Sir say? Sir says no. Here comes the pass to Martin. Martin. And this one is loose. However, Sir's going to say it was put down. Martin with the try. North Florida looking for a quick kick. Sir looking at his watch. We may still have time in this one. And the Sir is saying there's 2 minutes remaining in this game. 20-25 the score for the Knights. Reynolds to kick the conversion. This kick is up, and it is good. 25-22 the score for the Knights. North Florida getting this ball back with 2 minutes remaining to go in the game. Some not so kind words by the Knights. Not even just them, the Deadbirds. Both teams realize their backs are against the wall. North Florida needs to score. The Knights need to prevent a score. Gortson getting ready to kick this one off. Knights lead by 3 points with just over a minute remaining. This one bouncing around, and it'll go out of bounds, and we will see a line out. Who touched it last is the one question. Touch judge is going to say last touch was by the Knights, and it'll be North Florida line out. Right outside their own 22. That one's stolen by the Knights. That may be the game. Knights bringing it down to Puchalski. Puchalski tackled. North Florida will get a little creative here. Not releasing the call, and it will be a quick tap by North Florida, who steals this ball back. A basketball layup to Griffin. Nuremberg. Reynolds stays on his feet. Reynolds. Last few plays remaining in this game, most likely. Friend. So what looks like Connor Kurak, who is brought to deck. Griffin. We will hear a whistle. Penalty called against North Florida. This could be the last play of the game, and if so, it means bad news for North Florida. And number 13, Puchalski, is going to kick it out of bounds, and that is the game. UCF stays D1. North Florida will drop down to D2. Final score, 25-22 for the UCF Knights. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us all season. We'll see